actually beat up the car to save the time.
Well,
for the score.
The thing is that the bonus stage wouldn't end until the time runs to 0. So destroying the car makes the timer count down quicker. Correct.
I sound stupid.
So here's where the screen locks, and you have to take out a bunch of. They're kind of like trash enemies. They're all kind of low health, except there's one giant Ondor that comes on screen. But everybody else has really small amount of life. So he's going to be doing that suplex loop a lot. And Ondors are kind of like Saddam, not as much damage resistance to punches, but you do way more damage with throws and weapons. So the game's about to introduce a new weapon or a new enemy type coming up here soon. Oh wait, no, never mind. That was already in Subway. I was thinking the fat guys don't show up till now, but they actually show up in the Subway. So he's coming up from the right. There he is.
And of course, we have the classic entire chicken, which he'll have time to eat.
Yeah. All this food just laid about in Metro City and trash cans and oil drums.
I mean, you're the mayor. You gotta eat when you can, you know.
So here comes Ondor. He's going to take him to the wrestling ring. So if he does what I think he's going to do the suplex loop. Yeah. So by doing that, he gets iframe, so he can keep the loop going.
Yeah.
These Ondors are actually different from the other ones because when they wake up, they have iframes. You can't grab them immediately on their wake up like you can on normal ones.
That's interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm. So he's gonna do the body splash to scroll them off screen. It's really helpful that his body splash knocks him the way he's facing, so he can move forward while they go to the left.
Oh, getting smacked in the face. Isn't he the mayor of this town? Isn't this guy a police officer? Like,
well, he's a corrupt cop, I believe.
I can see that.
Yeah, now he's in the last phase since his life went low, and that's where he tries to get away from you so he can go to the other side of the screen and shoot the gun at you. The other thing I forgot to mention is that he didn't scroll the screen all the way because when you do, Eddie summons other enemies.
Oh.
So he scrolled the screen very slightly just to spawn him and then stayed on the left. Here's another interesting thing. There's 2 planes where you can be, where the fire won't hurt you, no matter where you're standing. So as long as he doesn't move up or down, that fire can't hit him. So he's standing right in the middle of it. But it can hurt them. So you have to be really careful because the way the suplex works is when you're doing a punch string, you have to hold, I believe it's up or down to end the punch string in the suplex. So if he holds it too long, he'll walk up and hit the fire.
This is very technical for a beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's extremely technical. There's so much, like the meta is very deep. It seems really simple on the surface, like just throwing enemies into enemies.
I think all beat 'em ups seem simple on the surface, but when you're getting deep into this game, this has some serious tech going on.
Oh yeah, the way enemies act and like having to react to them is really key to this game. There's a lot of inescapable situations that when you get knocked down, enemies will hover over you just so they can do a meaty attack on you, and there's nothing you can do about it because I don't believe you can super joy on the first frame you get up, so you're gonna actually eat that hit. So the whole strategy is to never put yourself in that situation to begin with. So here comes the elevator ride. It's just going to be a bunch of trash enemies, and at the top is the boss, which is Relento. So up next is going to be an Ondor and 2 poisons. Or a poison and a Roxy, rather. So he's got to get rid of these guys really quick because 3 Elgatos are about to jump down. Those are the knife guys. And he wants everybody off the screen by the time the boss spawns. So he did that really well. So he took care of that. Now here come the 3 knife guys. So he wants to get rid of these guys in the corner so he can just punch them. Because they have a unique property where they get up instantly after they get knocked down. So Relento has a ton of iframes. But yeah, that's the infinite. He was waiting on the opening for the jump kick. That's when he has like a recovery. And you can smack him as soon as he lands and keep him in that infinite. So up next is going to be Bay Area, and you're going to see a lot of backwards jumping. Because there's not too many screen locks on that stage.
I was hoping he would break some of this glass.
Oh yeah, he has to break those last 5 ones in order to end the stage. If he just scrolls all the way to the right and leaves those, the timer will just tick down normally and it won't end the bonus. So yeah, he's going to be doing some aerial squats here.
I mean, you know, when you gotta find time the mayor as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look at his physique. You got to keep it in there.
Yeah, that's a good dog in the background.
Yeah, the dog's just chilling there. So yeah, here's an interesting screen where they throw, I believe it's 2 sets of 4 fat guys at you. These guys can be really random. They can just like point blank charge at you. So it's really dangerous if he doesn't get a rhythm going. So here he's going to do something interesting, most likely. Normally there's 2 Ondors. Okay, no, he didn't do it. Yeah, he did it. He did it. He made them walk off to the left, and he despawned the Great Ondor. So it's actually I do it a different way. I've never seen it done that way with bottom. I usually jump over the barrel, and then by doing so, you make the other one walk to the left, and he despawns himself.
Oh, that was cool.
So right after this screen is where things are going to get interesting. It's a whole bunch of poisons and Elgatos. About like a set of 8 poisons. He's going to have to, yeah, he did really well. So you can get unlucky sometimes and they'll just instant stab you and knock you down, but he got really good RNG there and they just cooperated and went to the left. So here's the sexy bathroom.
It is a sexy bathroom.
Yeah.
I wonder if Hager after this is over realized, like, man, I really got to do some work on the infrastructure of my city here. It's graffiti everywhere.
Yeah. All right, so more scrolling. There's a food pickup in that trash can. Yeah, it's gonna grab it. So here's where it gets interesting, where Molotov guys start coming out. And there's so many on screen that they reach the sprite limit, so you're gonna see a lot of flickering. That's gonna happen in the next stage as well. So here's the Elgato Rush. A huge screen, or it's a single screen with a bunch of Elgatos coming out. And he left some other trash on the screen, so they haven't even all spawned yet. I believe you get like 8 Elgatos here. He's still in the first 4. And what he did there was he left that oil drum on the left side of the screen. Normally, if you scroll too far or you hit it too early, it won't bounce to the right. But if the oil drum is on the left of the screen and like about half of it is showing and you hit it, it'll bounce to the right so you can get it. So the food item won't fall off screen. He handled that really well. This could be a really rough screen. So he's probably gonna backwards jump all the way to the boss now. There's the armpit laser on the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty exists in Metro City. I don't don't know what that's supposed to be. I've never
on?
understood what that is. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be the sun or what.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
so
it's black all around it, though. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to lose this, but no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
okay, so this is Abigail, and Abigail has a pretty an exploit on his AI, and that is if you're too high above or below him, he'll try to walk behind you. So you can see how he's trying to stay above him or below him. He's gonna go and on his y-axis and come down to grab him. Oh, he's doing it differently now that the moves are gone. Okay, wow, that is extremely hard to do. I believe it's like a really small frame window to do the infinite on Abigail, because he'll just throw you out of it. So here's Uptown, where the real game starts, because this is where the game throws so many enemies at you, and it doesn't give you a lot of life pickups. So you have this huge wave of enemies to get through before your next life pickup. So right after this spawn, there's going to be a bunch of trash coming off to the left, including an Ondor. And I believe there's going to be like 1 or 2 fat guys. Yeah, 2 of them. And then more trash.
I enjoy how you say everyone's name except for the fat guys.
The fat guys? Oh, okay.
Everyone else gets a name, but the poor fat guys are just the fat guys.
Oh, it's interesting about the names, how they're really badly translated. Like Doug is D-U-G. And there's Bread, which is B-R-E-D. And there's another character, I believe it's supposed to be Simmons, but they spelled it Simon. So if you look at the names, it's actually really interesting. And I'll try to name off the quote-unquote fat guys this time. It's G-Orbiter, and I forgot what the other one's called. There's 2 other ones.
I think I saw a Bill Bull in there.
Yeah, Bill Bull, and then Juan Fu or something like that. They're coming up.
That's right.
So we should be able to see it again. So
do they all kind of operate the same?
Yeah, they all operate the same. They just have different life values. Like G-Orbiter, I believe, is lowest health. The guy with the blue suspenders. So here's gonna scroll the screen until he gets to an Elgato with the Molotov cocktail rush. So he can't scroll the screen here until they're done throwing their Molotovs. It's gonna be 1 on the left and then 1 on the right, and then he can scroll the screen again, I believe. Yeah, that's the last one. Okay, no, never mind. So that should be last. So here's where they throw a bunch of axles at you, and their gimmick is they can block your attacks. I mean, they just throw 6 of them at you. So he wants the Super Joy because enemies can't block that. And when I say Super Joy, that's the lariat he's doing. If you press both buttons, jump and attack at the same time, you'll do that move. You're completely invulnerable while you do it. Except versus, I believe, Ondor's Butt Stomp, which is really rare to see in a speedrun. But basically it costs a little bit of health and it gets enemies off you. So, yeah, he reached the sprite limit here, so things are going to be flickering. So there's 2 Ondors, he's going to scroll them off screen. And if this is the Japanese version, there should be 2 barrels coming up over here. Okay, I guess not. So here's a bunch of trash on the screen. This is all really low health value moves here, so it's not that difficult. It's just the last health item was in that barrel where he passed those Ondors up, and there's not a guaranteed. Well, if it's the Japanese version, I believe you can get one of these barrels coming up here, but on the US, you can't get a health item there. First, these 3 Elgatos. Is he gonna try and despawn them? No. Okay, yeah, he is. So these barrels might be able to drop a health item if it's the Japanese version, I believe. And then here's the end of the quarter. We're coming up on the end of the game. This part is really rough. He's gonna be doing a suplex loop. You're gonna be seeing that a lot in the next room during the hit squad, which is where they throw the hardest type of enemies at you all at once. They're gonna give you the Ondors, the Poisons, the Elgatos, the G Orbiters. It's just a really rough screen. It's the hardest screen in the game. So that barrel right there could possibly have life. No, I didn't. I gave him a point. It can have any item in the game. And ended up giving him a necklace.
No help at all.
Yeah, it's what's worse is when you get like the gum, which is the lowest health item in the game. All right, so here's the hit squad. Here's where they start throwing all sorts of enemies at you. So he's going to be using that suplex loop to use the iframe to get through it. Yeah, he's just going to be suplexing them all and getting them all on one side, and then he's going to switch sides and get them all to the other one. I guess he's going to lariat the rest of them. Okay, good. Yeah, he's just going to suplex them, use the iframes.
Make quick work of that.
And here comes the last boss. I'm not sure how he's going to handle the last boss. You can't infinite him with Hagar, I believe. I think the best way to kill him is to pile drive. Yep. He has to be really, really quick because Belger gets out of throws really fast. The other interesting thing I hope he does is when Belger gets really low health, he goes to the right side of the screen, and you'll see why. But if you try to grab him while he's on the right side of the screen, it won't grab him. And I hope he does it to show it off. Okay, here we go. Now he's in his scripted AI. Yeah, he's doing it. His empty suplex. So the reason that happens is because Belger has to be on the right side of the screen because he's going to be thrown out the window. Mm-hmm. So they kept it so you can't throw him to the left to kill him. And then it'd look weird if he went to the left and then fell out the window. So they made it so you couldn't throw him. So when you try to throw like that, you get that empty throw.
That was great.
And that was GG. 23 minutes. That's a really good time.
That was great. That was a great run. That was wildly interesting too.
It's actually really weird seeing it beaten that quickly.
Yeah. Again, that runner's Teo, and that was Final Fight Double Impact. We had Pasky on here for that great commentary. That was awesome, man. I hope I did a good job. Yeah, no, you did great. That was a super technical run. I thought you did a great job explaining it. I mean, that was awesome. I had a legitimately that was a legitimately better run than I thought it was going to be. I know you shouldn't say that, but that was a great run. That was fun. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Pasky.
Sure, my pleasure.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we have and I'm gonna mispronounce this. So we have Koryo no Mimi, which roughly translates out to Ear of the Golden Dragon, which is a 1995 Super Famicom game, which is also a beat 'em up. And it is going to be run by Gameo. He actually does have a Twitch.tv, Gameo Puna. Gameo Pona. Again, that's twitch.tv /Gameo Puna. We don't have an English. We don't have anyone here that knows this game that's going to be providing commentary for this. So I'm going to try and work my way through this coming up game as best I can. I have done a little bit of research on this. This is another beat 'em up game, similar to the vein of Final Fight. Actually, Final Fight is one of the games that kind of inspired this, but it is based off a anime in Japan, a 90s anime. So there is an extensive amount of lore going into this game that I have no idea about. But we're gonna peruse Wikipedia for that lore as we go through this run the best we can, and as we can guesstimate what he is doing throughout it, and I'm pretty excited about that. Again, this is RTA in Japan, the first large-scale speed-running event held in Japan. You're watching the English language restream hosted here on twitch.tv /speedgaming. The Speed Gaming channel also hosts a variety of speedrun events, marathons, and tournaments. So follow this channel and follow the runners, and make sure you sign up for all our special tournaments, including the DuckTales tournament happening right after AGDQ. Looks like our runner is settling in right now. I tell you what, they are switching games with a quickness here in the RTA in Japan. I'm pretty excited about the lore. I see you guys out there. Yeah, we're just gonna call this game Ear of the Dragon. Koryo no Mimi is what it is. It does have the Wikipedia page is pretty small, I would say. I'm actually kind of excited about this one. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they're switching games. They're speedrunning the game switch here. I will give them credit. They're fast. A lot of great runners. It just shows a lot of great runners over in Japan, including their efficiency with game switching. All right, so this game is a side-scrolling beat-em-up video game exclusive to Japan, so never released here in America. It's based off the anime and manga of the same title. It's a storyline involving a lot of different allies and villains running around. This is a legitimate summarization of what this game is going to be about. A lot of different allies and villains running around. There's a wide variety of moves and combos that the player can pull off, and you can also get plenty of weapons to wield and passive-looking objects to throw around. If the player can fill up his meter to wield the power of his Ring of the Golden Dragon's Ear, he can heal some of his damage and also briefly harness the power of the dragon. So I'm expecting some dragons to show up here. Also, we have to compliment this runner right now on his bald cap. I just have to say, you know, bald's a good look. What bald cap? Costanza. That looks all natural. The runner is not making a statement at all. This is just what he rolls around in, apparently, according to the chat. RTA, real-time attack. So basically, yeah, what that means is that we're going to be going on the real time it takes and not the in-game timer itself. It looks like we're getting ready here. Again, this is Gameo. He does have a twitch.tv account, which you can find at twitch.tv/GameoPuna. And it looks like we got the game up. It looks like we're going to get started here soon. Again, keep in mind as we talk about this that I know absolutely nothing about this game other than what the one paragraph that is on Wikipedia about it. Now, right off the bat, we got some sweet rolls, and I thought he was going to beat up those children at first. And it looks like, thankfully, he's avoiding the children and only kicking people off their motorcycles.
Just kidding, that wasn't the run.
That was not the run. That was a false alarm. I thought we were just gonna. I thought we were starting right off there with children fighting. Okay, this category is any percentage normal.